Republicans are doing everything they can to hang on to their congressional majorities tonight. Historically, the president's party loses seats in their first midterm, including President Obama, who described Democrats' losses in 2010 as a shellacking. They lost 63 House seats and 6 Senate seats. Bringing in Ronna McDaniel now, Republican National Committee Chairwoman. Great to see you today. Boy, it is electric. I don't know if you could hear Jonathan Seri, but it's always good for everybody when Americans vote. That's what we're supposed to do on Election Day. Talk to me about maybe a couple of races and places that you're focused on. We'll start with the Senate.
Yeah, well, I was with the president last night in Missouri. The energy that he brought to Cape Girardeau with that last rally, I think was something that's going to be significant in helping Josh Hawley win against Claire McCaskill. But we're looking at Missouri, Indiana, North Dakota, Tennessee. I think those are really strong states for us. Obviously, Nevada and Arizona we want to hold, and then Florida, West Virginia, and Montana are going to be states to watch tonight. But it is going to be tight all over the country. It's going to depend on turnout. Democrats are turning out far beyond typical midterm turnout. So are Republicans. So for us to keep these majorities and expand them, which would be defying the trend, not just in the House, but in the Senate. In the Senate, you usually lose 2 to 3 seats. It's going to depend on everybody getting out to vote. Call your friends, your family. Everybody needs to get out and vote today.
All right, let's lean in a little bit on one of the places that I wrote down that you mentioned, and that's North Dakota. Heidi Heitkamp, interesting, because she's been on Air Force One, invited by President Trump. What's happening there that the Republican in that race has made it so neck and neck? What's going right?
Well, Kevin Cramer was the congressman from North Dakota. There's only one congressman, so he had won statewide at the same time as Heidi Heitkamp had, and he represents the president. I mean, his values are in line with the president. He voted to support the tax cuts. He would have voted to support Brett Kavanaugh, and Heidi Heitkamp. She says one thing when she goes to North Dakota and governs with Chuck Schumer and the Democrat Party 88% of the time. And I think North Dakotans are saying enough is enough. We need somebody who's going to represent us better in Washington. And I think she will be retired tonight. And Kevin Cramer will be the new senator from North Dakota.
You know, Ronna, one of the reasons why I love interviewing you is because you break it down and you're very transparent on these issues. And you always remind everybody nothing's perfect. So what is maybe an area or two that you're particularly concerned about tonight or watching very closely?
Well, obviously, we're going to be watching the House, and I saw your previous interview. Andy Barr will be an important race. We'll watch Virginia, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. With the redistricting there from the Supreme Court, we're going to have a tough time holding on to some of our seats there, absolutely. And the 44 retirements in the House have put a lot of seats at risk, too. So the House is going to be tough. On the Senate side, if we win North Dakota and Tennessee, you're going to be moving further west. Indiana and Missouri will be key. In Florida, I think we'll go late into the night, and it's going to depend on voter turnout in that state. I think we could have a recount in Florida.
What is your strategy like early on when you say, okay, because you mentioned those north of 40 retiring and also running for different seats. So let's take a look at Arizona as an example. Representative Martha McSally wants now to be a senator. Is that a calculation that you make at the RNC level with these candidates and say, well, who would be best to see that happen? What areas should we leave people in their congressional battles and not elevate them to the Senate level?
We don't get involved in recruitment at the RNC level. We always focus on the election day because it's important to be a neutral player during the primaries so that we can bring people together for that general election. So that's more the NRCC and the NRSC. But absolutely, Martha left that all-important Arizona district. Leah Marquez Peterson's a great candidate in that district, but it is a 50-50 seat, and that's going to be one of the battleground seats to keep the majority in the House. And I know Martha took that into consideration when she left, but she wanted to run for Senate, and she would be such a great senator from Arizona. I can't imagine Arizona choosing somebody who said, go join the Taliban, and Arizona's the meth lab of democracy, and Kyrsten Sinema over a veteran, a combat pilot like Martha McSally. But that is a tight race, and it's going to come down again to voter turnout.
Yeah, as you know, I did a town hall just a few weeks ago in that state, and something that was kind of a surprise on the horizon with Kyrsten Sinema on the Democrat side was just yesterday. She was saying, oh, yeah, I do support the president taking troops to the border. I guess that's something that you see as you get closer.
Well, what we're seeing with Democrats who are being successful is they are saying they'll support the president. A lot of these Democrats, Phil Bredesen, Kyrsten Sinema.
Does that work?
Well, that's their playbook. They saw it work with Connor Lamb in Pennsylvania. So they're not running. What's interesting is the Democrat Party nationally is obstruct, resist, don't work with the president. But they have put a playbook in some of these states to say, go say you'll work with the president. Go say whatever you need to say to get elected. It'll be interesting because if they get to Washington, they will not work with this president. They will be in lockstep with Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. But they're not running away from the president. The ones who are really close are the ones running with the president, which is interesting.
Ronna McDaniel, it is going to be a fabulous night. Where are you watching from? Is there a watch party?
I'm going to be at the White House with the president, which
That
makes me a little
party.
nervous because, you know, I usually am in sweatpants with ice cream watching election results in the war room. But I'll be at the White House and keeping in close contact with the RNC staff as we watch these returns come in and relaying that to the president.
All right. Sounds great. Good to see you. Thank you. We'll talk to you on the flip side.
Thanks, Harris.